right, what's up, good people? It's your boys, the Beards of War, and we're back. We got a Christmas episode. All right, so you got myself, Thick Nick Fury. You got Scorch Store here. Fat Broker Rainbow couldn't be with us today, a little under the weather, but we do have Hey Captain Jack, producer behind the screen. All right,
And out
so
in the back.
this is it, man. This is it's the holiday season, man. This is like when you get those movies that either they become lore or they just become trash, right?
I think
So
that's where we're at too, is lore.
yeah, I think it's kind of like one way or the other, man. Like either you're gonna be one of those, those movies that go on forever and ever, or you just kind of get lost in the throes, man. But before we get into it, we got a trailer recommendation. What'd you find for us, Scorchers?
Yeah, guys. So what's up? Scorch here. So interesting find coming out in January. I think the 17th, right? 2025. So right around the corner. A movie called Alarm. I think I'm saying that right. So this one's starring Stallone. Good old Sly is back. Haven't seen a whole lot from him in recent days, other than what's that show he's on?
Tulsa King.
Tulsa. Tulsa King.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Actually, not a bad show. I'd like that. And Scott Eastwood. So, who could go wrong with an Eastwood? He's actually a pretty decent actor, and he looks exactly like his dad.
A little bit, a
Um,
little bit.
yeah, like younger version. All I can think of is like the old westerns he used to be in. But yeah, so Alarum, it's basically about two American spies, right? They kind of go off the grid. They're not with, I'm assuming, the agency or whatever anymore, and they're hiding out. No, well, not really hiding out. They're living out in the woods in their cabin, just trying to enjoy themselves, relax. And then they come under attack by some group of, I'm assuming, terrorists slash other spies slash you name it, because there's a lot of action going on that are seeking a stolen hard drive, right? So they're looking for some hard drive. I'm assuming probably has a list of names and all the spies in the world or whatever. But I mean, it's kind of cliche, but it looks good. It's got a lot of great action, and Sly's not really overstepping his bounds, like you might think you would, like the Rambos or the later Rambos, that is. So it looks interesting. Thought it might be worth a watch. So if you guys get the chance, check it out. Let us know what you think. I'm interested.
Yeah, man, it looks good. And also starring Michael Coulter, who was Luke Cage. If anyone was following the Marvel series when it was on Netflix and now on Disney Plus, that dude for some reason just does not seem to age. I know he hasn't been around that long, but he looks exactly the same in every single movie. Like they won't even put a wig on the dude. Like, okay, dude, yeah, just go with the bald head and the goatee, bro. You good? We don't need to change the thing.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it
man,
works. It
yeah,
works.
right. It works, bro. It's a good look. Go for it. You know what I'm saying? Honorary Bears of War member. So all right, we're gonna get into it, man. And this is like one of my holiday favorites. It's going back a little bit back to 1989, man. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh man.
And I'm telling you, man, if you know anything about those types of movies with Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo, and just that the hijinks, the slapstick type comedy, it's a classic, man. National Lampoon is just a classic. And basically, what you have is you have the Griswolds. They just want to have a Christmas at home, right? So they're not traveling. They just want to have that Christmas dinner at home with the family. He's expecting his bonus from work, and they still have that little trip though in the station wagon when they go in to get the Christmas tree, man. They get the little road rage incident with the Hicks on the road, and it's just from that point on, you just can't help but laugh, man, because how he gets involved in these situations is just so comical, and his facial expressions are always like on time, on point, and that kind of comedy it just doesn't really happen anymore, right? Um, so they're going to get this tree, and he's like getting into a road rage with this guy. He ends up underneath an 18 wheeler hauling lumber, and then it's like
Dude.
just takes off, the car just flies through the air and lands right at the at the spot for the Christmas trees, right? So it's like everything always works out for the family. They haul all the way out, into the woods, man, to find a perfect tree. And as soon as they get out there, what does Junior say? Hey, Dad, did you bring the saw? It's like so like that is like every dad's like nightmare. Like I came all the way out here and I didn't bring the one thing that I needed to get this tree out of here. And what they uprooted the whole tree. I don't know how they got the tree out of the ground, man, but they uprooted that tree and they're taking it home on top of the station wagon. The thing is obviously going to be too big for the house, but who cares? It's Christmas, right? We're gonna go big, gonna go
Yeah.
grandiose. And he gets it set up in the house, man. Opens that thing up and boom, knocks all the windows out, man. It goes like through the ceiling. It's just hilarious, like slapstick, type comedy, man. But that's how it gets started. And it's just from that point on, you have your family members come by. You have Dennis Quaid. No, not Dennis Quaid. What
Randy,
Randy Quaid, good old Randy
Randy,
Quaid,
good
man.
old Randy Watson,
God bless him.
Randy
He's going
Quaid.
through it these days, man. I didn't know, and I actually, sidebar, I didn't know he actually is an Oscar winner.
Oh, no, no kidding.
Yeah, that dude won an Oscar.
Off that movie.
Not off the no,
He
dude.
should have.
Off of
He
Independence
was.
Day. No, I was kidding. But
Oh
yeah,
man,
but he's got
he
some
was
hardware,
awesome.
man. He got some hardware. He's like that one cousin you just did the show up, but cool. And it kind of goes through the whole throughout the movie of the family getting together, going through the hijinks. You get a squirrel that gets into the house and drives everything nuts. I can only imagine what the homeowner's insurance costs because he's like ruined his house, the neighbor's house, the lights that he's tried to set up. I mean, it's a fire. How you just look at the thing now as an adult, like that's got to be a lot of money, man. Homeowners insurance and your light bill is going to be through the roof.
Bro.
Like like you think of these things now, but as a kid, it was just fun to watch.
Oh my gosh, yeah, man. A great movie. Dude, Randy in that one was just, well, they were all great comics in that, but just his comedy, like that role he played, every time you saw him on the screen, I was crippled over in pain, laughing. He was just insane. He was wearing a robe half the time.
Hmm.
Dumping, he was doing a CHT dump for those who were in the Navy, into the into the gutter. So basically cleaning out his what is that, gray water, black
RV.
water in his RV into the gutter. And then the next door neighbors, they come home and see him. Or no, actually, it's when the next door neighbor, who they're kind of pompous, got a bunch of money. They don't like Chevy Chase and the family next door. Um, so he's getting ready to go out on a run, and he smells he smells it. And he looks up, and he said it was full, and he's dumping it into the sewer. The guy goes back in, but dude, I didn't know what's her name. She's a Dreyfus, right? She was
Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Yeah,
yeah, she
yeah.
was she was in that. I mean, they were both phenomenal in that as neighbors, and they only had like short-lived parts in there, but there was something always going wrong from from Chevy's house that would affect their house, whether it was these bright lights, stuff breaking through the windows. It was just insanity. But they went shopping, like they went to go get some stuff from the store, and he didn't have any money. Randy didn't have any money, and he was he was like, I'm just gonna throw a couple things on there. You can grab me a couple things, and he throws on like 80 pounds of dog food.
Dog food.
Yeah, he's just piling all kinds of stuff on there, and he was like, yeah, just make sure you get something for yourself.
Yeah,
Wait a
right.
minute, I'm paying for all this, but you're telling me to get something for myself.
Oh,
Oh man, the cat getting torched under the chair. It wasn't a real cat. There were no animals, I
well,
don't think, really
yeah,
hurting
harmed.
this.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
Santa and the reindeer. But dude, just phenomenal. He came out in the Jason mask with the chainsaw. You guys got to watch it. I ain't gonna tell you what he said, but he was talking to the neighbors, and they were wondering where he was gonna put that tree, and
Hmm.
he kind of gave my idea where he could put the tree, but and then cranked up the chainsaw. But I mean, the movie's just phenomenal, man. A lot of great comics. It reminded me of my childhood to some degree in the 80s, where it was kind of funny, um, even during Christmas, but there was always something bad happening, but it always kind of worked itself out in the end. Whether, hey, all the lights came on, he finally got those plugged in, and got everybody out there to watch it, or singing Christmas carols and songs. But yeah, just phenomenal movie, man.
Yeah,
Can't go
and those
wrong with it.
it's funny how different those times are from now. Like it's hard, at least in my neighborhood, it's hard to find Christmas decorations, man.
Oh yeah.
Especially someone that would go out to these lengths to do it. Like I remember the time he was going shopping and he's at the lingerie store, and it's got the lady in there, and I mean Clark is drooling all over himself, man. Like he can't even get the words out.
Oh,
Everything is
Clark
like an
Griswold.
innuendo. And I'm like, he would not survive in today's world with the access to the internet and like Instagram. He'd lose his mind. But that woman now, Mary was her name in the movie, is now 70 years old. So if that puts anything in context for you,
I still
Time,
don't believe
yeah.
I'm that old. I'm not that old. I'm still 20.
Oh,
I
dude. I
can't.
mean,
I
and she was
refuse.
gorgeous, gorgeous in this movie. And it's like, wow, now you're saying like, oh, she's 70 now. Okay. And it's almost like they only age, right? Like we don't age. Like what? She used to be hot. I'm like, yeah, dude, we were all like, this is all years ago. Um, but it's just funny how the things that went on, that even like when we did planes, trains, and automobiles, right? Like the things that happened way back then are just so like out of the ordinary now. Like those type of things just don't really occur, right? So you have to be careful about what you're saying when you're out and talking to people. Like, oh no, you can't say that, or you can't do that, or you can't, make those jokes. And it's just funny. It's just great to be able to laugh at those jokes and understand that they're jokes, right? That they're meant to be
Yeah.
funny. It was one of those, like I said, one of those shows that those movies that kind of at that time it was just great. It was fun to watch. Even now it's fun to watch, but it's almost like you got to watch it, away from the children and all the other people is going to be upset. Well, okay, I'm just going to watch this movie by myself alone and just laugh at it and be able to enjoy it. And that's what National Lampoon's actually entire series is about. It's like those, inappropriate jokes sometimes and just but wholesome at the same time. And Bella D'Angelo, man, she was hitting them cigarettes pretty hard because between this and Violent Night, man, her voice went down like
Oh
eight
yeah.
octaves, man. Like I mean, out there it's time like, yeah, no, now, but yeah, she was hot, and she was
Wolfman
another
Jack.
one. She gorgeous, gorgeous woman. And it's just like over time, just to watch those characters kind of grow and move on and do other things. And it's still great to see him. Like it was great to
Yeah.
see her in Violent Night. And it kind of just takes you back to, man, she was just, little Mrs. Griswold back in the day. And now, she's like a rich woman in Violent Night and she's kind of like a boss chick. And it just great, a great movie to watch. A good family movie. I will say that. It is a good family movie. It's nothing too raunchy or too crazy. That you couldn't watch this with the kids today. Um,
Don't look, one tip though, if you take your kids out sledding on hills, right? And the snow, whatever you do, don't like oil up or grease up the bottom of their sled so that way they can go a little
industrial
faster.
strength lubricant or
I
whatever
don't
that
know
he
what he
used.
put on there. That
He went
was that
straight to Walmart
nitrous?
year one. Like he
Girl,
went backwards in time to Walmart. Like I didn't even know Walmart existed back when the movie came out. But
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It was like a Back to the Future scene because that thing took off. It was insane. It had fire and it shot across and it burned. That thing was metal. It was like a metal concave disc that he
disc. Yep,
set in. And
awesome.
that thing was torn apart on the bottom, like some kind of a space alien with long teeth bit a hole in it, and you could see the teeth marks that were left. It was just torn apart, but it was hilarious. So don't do that. All right, you guys get out there. You want to have some fun with the kids. Just don't take like WD-40, put it on the bottom of their sled, or some Crisco or whatever. Like, yeah, this will make it go faster because chances are it probably will. And
Yeah,
you guys will make your own National Lampoons episode, or at least a
yeah.
clip.
So,
Maybe
so
short.
because somebody's gonna have it on film. I guarantee you, somebody's gonna film it.
Everybody's gonna have it on film. There'll be
Right?
iPhone 85s out there recording that in 3D. It'll be
Yes.
insane. It'll
And
go
you
viral.
go
You guys will
viral,
go viral for sure.
man. And I will say this, man. If anybody, honestly, I'm being dead serious. If you know a good sledding location for the winter, drop it in the comments. Like there are people out there that still want to do this stuff, man. I'm dying to get down in the saucer, maybe something a little bit larger. Maybe not a hill quite so steep, but I'm willing to go sledding, man. I'm all about that life, bro. I'm a little bit older, but that it's in the veteran blood, bro. We always do those sketchy things, something that could possibly end in death, but maybe not. Why not? Why not take the risk, right? So I'd do it. I'd get down on that sled and then go full speed and hope to stop, somewhere before I hit a Walmart. But definitely, man, if you guys have ideas of nice places that decorate during the winter or during the holidays, drop it in the comment. I mean, I think a lot of people would like to still do that. I know it's not as present as it was back in the day, but I think people would enjoy that, and it gives you a sense of camaraderie when you get together with people who kind of celebrate that and who all, remember those times of coming together with family and friends and just, sitting, even if the dinner was bad, just having everyone together was what it was all about. And at the end of the day, that's what this movie was. The family gets together, and it was funny because Clark's waiting for this bonus. But remember those? Remember
Oh,
Christmas bonuses? Yeah,
bro.
he's waiting for this
That
bonus. I
bonus.
mean, he could buy a pool. Wait, what kind of bonus was this, bro? You getting a pool with this bonus? Like what? And he didn't get it. And what cousin Eddie do?
That was the breaking point.
Say less. Yeah, cousin Eddie was like, say
Oh
less.
yeah.
I'm going to get this dude. He
Oh,
literally brought the boss
he
to the house.
kidnapped him.
Like, we need a cousin Eddie. All right. I don't care. Cousin Eddie give you all the grief in the world. At the end of the day, you want you a cousin Eddie. So cousin Eddie wouldn't fix it. When I brought my man to the house, they had the cops there. SWAT showed up. Like, oh, man, this kid not this dude from his house over a Christmas bonus. But again, National Lampoon's great movie. I definitely recommend seeing it. We do have some other recommendations. If you're still into the Christmas spirit and kind of like what we like as our pick. So, I don't know. You wanna go into that?
Yeah, so excuse me, guys. So, if you haven't noticed by now, I'm kind of a fan of the 80s. So, I'm going to take you guys back to 83. One of my all-time favorite movies, definitely my favorite Christmas movie, and I dare anybody out there to tell me it wasn't, is Trading Places. So that you can find that on Paramount Plus, by the way. So Trading Places, one of my all-time favorites. Again, great comedy. So that had Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd starring in it. So essentially, it was Eddie Murphy was it Billy Ray Valentine was his name in the movie, and he was homeless. He was kind of a grifter, always thinking of a scam, trying to he acted like his legs didn't work and he was pulling himself around with two rocks on a little cart until the cops came and got him and lifted him up, and he's like, oh my god, I can walk. It was hilarious. But tons of that throughout that movie. And Dan Aykroyd played what is it, Louis Winthorpe the third. Louis Winthorpe the third. And he basically was a hoity-toity stockbroker, kind of a guy helping run one of these companies for a really old family. And the two old guys, the oldest ones in that company, who are the owners of it, they were like, you know what? How about we bet? They would bet, I guess, every Christmas on something. They bet $1 that they could swap those two, so trade places, take the guy off the street, Billy Ray, and swap him with Winthorpe, so Lewis, and make Billy Ray into a guy who's just phenomenal at running the market, who could run the entire company, all these things. So obviously, there's two sides to the bet. One's betting against, one betting for, and it was for $1. And so they kind of staged some things for Lewis, so him to get into trouble with the cops, get arrested, lose his girlfriend. Everybody hates him. He can't go to the racket club anymore. Everybody's against him. So he starts just going spiraling down. He's drinking. At one point he's wearing like a Santa Claus suit, and he's so drunk that he like breaks into the company party. He's got a gun, robs them of like, I don't know what that was, veal, steak, liver, or whatever. And he's sitting on the bus drunk, just eating the steak through his Santa Claus beard. Hilarious. But the two, both Lewis and Billy Ray, find out that, oh, wait a minute, these guys bet $1 to ruin our lives. We're going to ruin them. So what they basically did was they stole the Orange Report, I think it was, for the market that was coming out, because the two older guys basically did insider trading. So they'd always have a guy, would get them the reports early so they can make more money. So Billy Ray and Lewis got their hands on it, and they switched it around so that the guys would dump all their money into one end of it, thinking they were going to get a ton of money, when in all actuality, the numbers were going to go the way that Lewis and Billy Ray wanted. And they got on the market floor and they started trading against them and basically bankrupted these guys, and ended up on the beach at the end. One's out on the yacht, the other one's having martinis or something, or some kind of a fruity drink on the beach, and they're talking to each other, just kind of, hey, how you feeling, Billy Ray? Feeling good, Lewis, from a distance. And they had, who else did they have in there? Oh, come on. She
Jamie Lee
just won.
Curtis.
Jamie Lee. Yeah, thank you.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
The
Yes.
young Jamie Lee in that. And she played a prostitute that kind of took care of Lewis for a while. But all in all, I mean, it was just a great movie. They got a character in there named Karate Man. I ain't gonna say who Karate Man is, but I will say he can kill anybody with the quarter blood technique, and that's for reals. On the reels, you got to check it out. I mean, this is a great movie, bar none, best Christmas movie in my opinion.
All right, man. Good pick, man. You can't. Like I say, anything comes from the '80s, you really can't lose. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna step right into the '90s, bro. Like 90. I'm not even going 91, 90, and that is 1990s Home Alone. Put Macaulay Culkin on the map. Okay, this this movie probably had more memorable scenes than like any Christmas movie I can remember. Like him slapping on the brute and the scream, and his mom realizing Kevin, like like you left this kid at home, and it's funny because the way it was set up, it was like okay, like how could this actually happen? But seeing how everything kind of transpired, like, wow, you know what? It's actually believable. Like they actually went into, where the kid next door comes over and while she's counting heads and just, touches the heck. And it has so many people going on this vacation. This house is huge. I still don't know what his dad does for a living, but I mean, he's doing very well for himself, him and his wife. But Kevin kind of making that wish, like, I just wish you guys would disappear. And he wakes up and the first is kind of like, like what's going on, man? Where is everybody, right? And then he's starting to do stuff like getting into stuff. Hey guys, you guys better come out and stop me. And then he realizes he's home alone. He's like, okay, cool. And he went straight into preservation mode, dude. That dude was going shopping. I mean, his interaction with people at the store was just hilarious. And he's going back and forth with the cashier. He's like, I mean, he's spot on with his answer, man. She's asking the questions, he's rattling right off. He's like, she's like, where do you live? He's like, I can't tell you that. She's like, why not? You're a stranger. And it was just so funny and pointed. And Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern, man, those two dudes, bro, the wet bandits. Like it throughout the whole movie, man, he is just getting one over on them. And he got onto the plan that they were casing the houses on the block. They were coming after his, and he wasn't gonna have it. And I'm telling you right now, this movie had every kid that age thinking, I wish a mom would try to sneak in my house on Christmas. I'm setting up
Yep.
traps. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's been
Oh,
cousins,
dude,
aunties,
you
uncles been
filthy
hit with
animal.
traps, the kids. Mom's like, who set this up? Like, you setting up traps at home just because you saw this movie. And it was just one of those movies. If you have not seen Home Alone, I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't even know it, like you can't avoid it. It's like one of those movies that you really
Yeah.
can't avoid, right? It's on all the time. And it's one of those movies I can literally watch every time it comes on. It's not like, oh, I've seen it. No, I gotta stop. Okay, Home Alone. I don't care where it's at in the movie. It's just like one of those movies that's fun to watch. It's that slapstick comedy that kind of, they kind of get away from a little bit now these days. But
Dude, the
just,
spider, bro.
oh, bro, the scream that came out
Best
of Daniel
scream.
Stern. I don't know how many takes they took, man, but that scream was hilarious, man. And
He
just
probably did
him
that in
and Joe
one.
Pesci and just, I mean, all the things they were going through, dude. Like the dude stepping on nails and
Blow torches.
iron to the face, blow torches, BBs to the nuts. I mean, flying into the
The
wall. It was like a
TV,
cartoon. It was like
the
a live
TV
action
with
cartoon.
the Western on is like, you filthy
You
animal.
filthy
They're just
animal. And
they're
people were looking
hearing
for that movie. Like, where
gunshots.
is that movie? Is that a real movie? Like, that's how big Home Alone was, man. It
Yeah.
really just it sparked a movement, and it made kids want to, like be Kevin. Like, yo, I want to set up something where I can protect my house like that. And you know, um,
And then he
it
grew up,
was
right?
just fun, right? I mean,
And he
he did a
turned
couple
into
movies after that,
well, he
and
grew up,
then
and I
the
think now I
childhood
think
thing.
his name is what, Kid Rock?
He grew up in the
Oh,
Kid Rock.
oh, I didn't. No, I didn't say that.
Why
Did he?
not?
He
Hey, look.
looks like Kid. He looks like Kid Rock. I don't know.
Hey, people are calling for a Home Alone now, where he's like the Purge, like okay, I want Kevin McAllister in the Purge and that kind of thing. So he's still relevant, dude. Macaulay Culkin come right now doing a Home Alone with Catherine O'Hara. She's still around, man. She's still doing it. I would love to. I'd watch it 100%. I'd watch it.
He's still living at home in the basement. He never
Right,
left.
exactly. Now he's got like Siri or Alexa, arm the house. But it is one of those quintessential Christmas movies. I love it. And in my opinion, it's like I said, one of those great movies. The whole family can watch it. You get a good laugh out of it. If you don't like, I don't really know like what type of comedy you're into. It's just one of those things that it's just fun to watch, right? Um, a great movie, like I said, great cast. You got Daniel Stern, Joe Pesci, Catherine O'Hara, Macaulay Culkin. Like I said, that movie just kind of led him to Richie Rich. It led him to My Girl. Whole bunch of stuff after that. Um, like I said, I'd watch it again if they made a remake of it. I don't know about a remake, because sometimes those are kind of like, okay, kind of silly. But when you see other movies, like when we watch Violent Night, it's kind of like they were alluding to Home Alone scenes, and it's like, dude, you picked up on it, and it's fun, and everybody kind of enjoyed that movie. But yeah, so that's my recommendation for a holiday movie if you haven't seen one, and that's Home Alone.
It was a
Um,
great one, man. I mean, that one's definitely up in the top for me, my top five at least.
Yeah, I
Phenomenal.
agree. I agree. All right, man. So we got a poll for you guys. So last
What
time
we
we
got? What we
did the
got?
best Christmas action movie. All right. And we can only do four. So I know there's a lot of movies that are probably being left out. So that's not necessarily something that we're overlooking, but definitely, let us know in the comments what you guys would suggest. But this time we're doing best Christmas comedy movie. All right. And those movies are going to be Elf, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And that would be the Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So you guys let us know when you go to the page, go to the community tab. Let us know in a poll which is your favorite Christmas comedy movie. And you know what? We'll have a little branch. We'll see the best Christmas versus best action versus best feel good. We'll kind of see what we can get out of this. But those are the choices for best Christmas comedy. And that's what I got, man. You got anything else for us, Skirts? You want to take us out?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I already, well, I thought I had my pick out of those, but I don't know. It's between two for me, man. It's gonna be tight.
Right?
Yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys got to say and what you think about that. But short of that, don't have much. Excuse me, man. Must be the season. I don't know. I felt a little sick today. But without further ado, we appreciate you guys coming out. And again, we mentioned it last time, but we'll say it again. If you guys don't have any plans, right? Christmas is right around the corner. Find somebody, find a friend, talk with somebody, come watch us. Yeah, it's the season where some people have it, a rough time, and others not so much. So find somebody to be with and enjoy yourself during this season. Eat yourself one of them Virginia hams. You know what? You can always go out and smoke a turkey. That comes out pretty good. But just enjoy the holiday season, and we appreciate you guys supporting the channel. So again, like, subscribe, click the notification bell, all that great jazz. And with all that, I'm out.
And guys, stay tuned for our next episode. We're gonna give us our favorite Christmas movie. Till then, Thick Nick Fury out. Yeah.
I thought it.